Hello 6th standard students. Today we are going to study a new point of topic for understanding elementary shapes, and the point is perpendicular lines. Already we have studied about this in the previous standard, but today we are going to revise this concept, and today we are also going to study this concept deeply. Now look at here. This is the line AB and line CD which are intersecting at one point, okay? And while intersecting these lines, this makes 90-degree angles. So dear students, when two lines are intersecting at each other and making 90-degree angle, that time we will say these two lines are perpendicular to each other. Now look at here the definition of perpendicular lines. When two lines are intersect, the angle between them is a right angle. Right angle, that means a correct measurement 90 degree. Look at here. This is the symbol of right angle. That means when two lines are intersecting each other, they make a right angle. Then the lines are said to be perpendicular. That means this line AB and line CD are perpendicular to each other. Line AB is perpendicular to line CD, or instead of that we can say like this, line CD is perpendicular to line AB. In a both way we can say or we can show their perpendicular shape. But this is a written in a word. How we can write by using symbol? So instead of perpendicular word we have to write a symbol T, opposite T, okay? And you can see this is a horizontal line and this is a vertical line which makes 90-degree angle. So this is the symbol of perpendicular line. So instead of writing this line in such a way, we can use a symbol and we can write their perpendicular shape. AB perpendicular CD. Okay? Now look at here in this diagram. You can see this AB, but it is a line segment. You can see this. This point shows arrow, that means they are extend either on their side, that means it is a line. But in this diagram you can see there are the two end points, that means they are not going to extend on their either ways. So because of that reason we will say here line segment AB. And you can see this is a line L, okay? I am not going to say line LN. This is a line L and this is a point on line L, okay? So AB and line L are intersecting each other. Now we will read what we have written on the board. Let line segment AB is a line segment. You can see this because they are having a two end points. Point N is the midpoint. Now you can see this. Point N is an intersection point of line segment AB and line L. And because of this point, it makes two parts of line segment AB. You can see this, both parts, that is AM and BM, having same sign. That means their measurements are same. So because of that reason, we will say point M is a midpoint of line segment AB. So here we wrote point M is midpoint. Now let MN be a line perpendicular. Okay. Now why we are saying line perpendicular? Look at here. Here it makes 90-degree angle. So we will say line segment AB is perpendicular to line L. Okay. To AB through M. Why through M? Because this line, this L line is intersecting line segment AB at point M. This is an intersection point. So we will say here MN be a line perpendicular to line segment AB through M. Okay. So this M bisects line segment AB. That means it makes two equal parts. It makes two parts which having same measurement. So AM is equal to MB. That means the measurements of these two parts are same. So MN bisects line segment AB and also is perpendicular to segment AB. At point M we can see that there is a right angle. So we will say this MN is perpendicular to line segment AB. So MN is perpendicular bisector of segment AB. Okay dear students, you get this? How we have to write the perpendicular by using its symbols. And what is the meaning of perpendicular bisector? Perpendicular, that means when they are intersecting each other, they are making right angle. But at that time, the intersection point makes two equal parts. And if it is there, then we can say that perpendicular shape is a bisector. That means it is a perpendicular bisector. So, with the help of this information, now we will solve exercise 5.5. So, without wasting our time, we will start to solve exercise 5.5.
Okay, dear students, now we will solve exercise 5.5. Exercise 5.5. And the question number 1 is, which of the following are models for perpendicular lines? A. The adjacent edges of a table top. Now dear students, look at this table. You can see this. Adjacent means what? Adjacent means nearby. These two edges are nearby, which are joined at a one point. And at this point, you can see this. It making a right angle, 90-degree angle. Look at the second picture as like this. This edge and this edge are the adjacent edge, and they are making 90-degree angle. So yes, the adjacent edges of a tabletop are a model of perpendicular lines. B. The lines of a railway track. Look at this railway track. Okay. Perpendicular lines are intersecting at one point. But you can see this. Railway tracks are never intersecting with each other. Like this, they are parallel to each other. So we will write here, no. The lines of railway tracks are not a model of perpendicular lines, as they are parallel to each other. So what is the difference between perpendicular lines and parallel lines? Perpendicular lines are intersecting at each other. They are bisector of each other and make 90-degree angle at their intersection point. But parallel lines, like a railway track, they are never intersecting or they are never crossing with each other. C. The line segments forming a letter L. Now look at here, this is a L, and you can see this, that horizontal line and vertical lines are intersecting and make a 90-degree angle, which is a right angle. So we will write, yes, the line segments forming a letter L are a model of perpendicular lines. The letter V. This is a letter V, and you can see this. These two lines are intersecting each other, but are they making 90-degree angle? No. The two line segments forming a letter V are not a model of perpendicular lines because they are not forming 90-degree angle at their intersection point. They are just intersecting each other, but they are not making 90-degree angle while intersecting each other. Question number 3. There are two set squares in your box. What are the measures of the angles that are formed at their corners? Do they have any angle measure that is common? Now look at here. These are the two types of set squares in our box. Okay. One will be the bigger and another will be the smaller as compared to the second one. Okay. The bigger set square having two edges, adjacent edges, which are crossing each other, intersecting each other and making 90-degree angles. So they are perpendicular lines, and the other two angles are of 30-degree and 60-degree. And which one is smaller? They are also edges of this set squares are perpendicular to each other, but the remaining two angles are equal in measurement. So the measures of angles of a triangle A are 30 degree, 60 degree and 90 degree, and B 45 degree, 45 degree and 90 degree. So yes, they have a common angle of a major 90, because adjacent side of the both set squares are perpendicular each other and they are making 90 degree angle. Question number 2. Let line segment PQ be the perpendicular to the line segment XY. Let line segment PQ and the line segment XY intersect at in the point A. What is the measure of angle PAY? First, here we will draw a diagram as per the given instruction. And diagram should be like this. Line segment PQ, which is a horizontal line segment, and line segment XY, which is a look at here, this PQ is a vertical line segment and XY is a horizontal line segment, and they are intersecting with each other at point A and they are making 90 degree angle. So dear student, when you will draw this square type sign, that means it is a right angle, so its measurement is 90 degree. So we will write here, since the line segment PQ perpendicular XY, so angle PAY is 90 degree. So every time when lines are perpendicular to each other, they always making 90 degree angle, that is right angle. Question number 4. Study the diagram. The line L is perpendicular to line M. So its CE is equal to EG. Look at this diagram. Line L, which is a horizontal line, and line M is a vertical line. Okay. Now we have to write the answer. Its CE is equal to EG. Now look at here. CE, okay, 1, and this is the second part between CE. There are two parts, and between EG, this is the first one and the second one. Okay, so both having the same measurement. So here we will write, yes, since CE is equal to 2 units and EG is equal to 2 units, so hence CE is equal to EG. So is it easy? Yes, it is very easy. Does PE bisect CG? Now look at this diagram. Where is the PE? Now look at it. This is the P and E. Okay. And CG, CG. Okay. As they are bisect, that means they are making same part. Now we will measure, or we will count the units. Okay. Now here look at here. From 0, this is the first, second, third, fourth, and this one fifth. So here it is the 5 unit. Okay. Now here we will write 1, 2, 3. Okay. There are the only 3 parts. Now look at here how we will write the answer. Yes, PE bisect CG. But is it right? Just look at here. We have to count just only CG. Okay. For the CG, here are the only 2 units. And here it is only 2 units. So while counting these, we have to just count the units as per the given lines. They give us only CG. So we have to count the units between only CG, not for the whole line. So CG having 2 units, CE and EG having 2 units. So yes, PE bisect CG. Identify any 2 line segments for which PE is the perpendicular bisector. Okay, this is the diagram. Required line segments for which PE is perpendicular bisector are line segment BG and line segment DF. So where is the PE? This is the PE. And perpendicular bisector, so we will write here BG and DF. Okay, so we have to write as like this way. So both units at the both sides should be same because they give us perpendicular bisector. That means units at the both sides should be same. Okay, so we can write DF because here it is one unit, here is the one unit. So we will write here DF, or here are the two units and here are the two units. So we will write CG also for, okay. So here we have to write CG. Okay. Are these true? AC is greater than FG. Now you have to solve yourself. Yes, it is true. CD is equal to GH. CD having one unit, GH having also one unit. So it is true. BC is smaller than EH. BC having one unit, EH having 3 units. So yes, it is true. So all the three statements are true. So as like this, you have to solve this exercise 5.5. This is your today's homework. So don't waste your time and try to solve it in your notebook. Till then, have a good day.